Madeline. No. Stay away. Go back. Don't, Madeline. Wake up. Wake up, Madeline. Madeline, wake up. Madeline, please wake up. Wake up, Madeline. Please wake up. Oh my God.
But starve.
Mommy, I can't move.
Well, then I'm gonna know where to find you, aren't I, Gina?
What about if one of those big lizards comes back, or one of those wolves?
Don't be such a baby. Show them what a nice person you are.
What you're doing is just to spite me, aren't you? You're just gonna take off and leave me for dead. What's going on here? Bury me alive? What are you doing? Thought maybe the plane shifted, I could move. I can't. Oh, I get it. You're going to have a rendezvous with a pilot, aren't you? You two will take off on a life raft and just leave me here to... Shut up! Gina! Shh.
Sounds like
a helicopter. Somebody's going to get me out of this tin can. And I'm going to make you pay for what you've done to me.
maybe there's layers left. Something I can signal with.
Just go outside and wave your hands and scream and yell. Gina, how do you expect anyone to hear me over this? You've got to try something. You're going to save me. Oh, no. Listen. They're going away. Hey! Hey! We're here! She's kidnapped me! She's going to do me in! Help! Well, get off your duff and go set up a flare.
The pilot took all the flares with him, Gina.
Now look what you've done.
We've located the down plane. Repeat, we have located the plane. Over.
Dad, what kind of shape is it in? Any sign of life? Over?
Can't tell yet, Mason. This high wind is giving the chopper a lot of problems. I'm trying to find a safe place to land right now. As soon as I know anything, I'll be in touch. Over and out.
Everything's going to be all right, Mason. I know it. I can feel it. Let's pray that that's true. Mason, how did Gina get this whole thing started in the first place?
Gina had nothing to do with it. Mrs. Armani hijacked the plane. Well, it's true.
Mason, Lionel's a wreck. I'm going to go tell him that the plane's been spotted. Would you let me know the minute you hear anything?
Yeah, where will you be?
Lionel took Minx and the girls to the hotel because the electricity's out there and the windows blew out, so I'm going to go, and I'll see you later. Thanks.
All right. Really worried about your mother, aren't you?
Well, it would be about anyone.
Mason, there was someone at the door. This is Mrs. Lloyd.
Yes, I don't mean to bother you, sir, but I was told that I might find Miss Lily Light here.
Well, I'm Lily Light.
Oh, I'm sorry I didn't recognize you, Miss Light. I'm Shirley Lloyd, and I'm not going to take much of your time, but my husband needs your help real bad.
Mrs. Lloyd, I'm afraid you've picked a rather awkward moment.
Well, no, it's okay, Mason. And Mrs. Lloyd, is your husband with you?
No, you see, I didn't know where I was going to find you, and it's so hard. He's in a wheelchair and all. He's been a real follower of yours ever since you came to Santa Barbara. We seen you heal that woman on TV. I looked over at Joe, and I swear the tears are just streaming down his face. I just thought maybe, if you could at least try and help him.
Mrs. Lloyd, I don't know if I am the answer to your husband's problem, but I'll do what I can.
Oh, bless you. I just knew that you were the answer to Joe's miracle. Could you go with me now?
Oh, well, I need a few minutes to take care of some personal matters, but give me your phone number and I'll give you a call. We'll set up a place and time.
Yes.
I promise you I'll do that.
Here it is, and we'll be waiting by the phone. And bless you again. And thank you, sir, and bless you.
Certainly.
Mason, I had to try and help her. You heard her. Her husband's a believer. And you've seen me help people before.
I'm not sure of what I've seen. Lily?
If I were you, I'd remember that.
Mason, if that man's faith in me is strong enough, he can will this miracle to happen for him. I'm going to need you to be there with me.
I think I'll pass on that, Lily. This isn't Never Never Land where Tinkerbell will live if we all applaud. I find my taste running a little more toward real life these days.
Yet on the search for the downed plane that was carrying Sophia Armonti and Gina Campwell. We have received word that Mr. C.C.
I just spoke to Mason.
has
C.C.
taken up a
spotted the
helicopter
plane that both Gina and Sophia
joined
ran.
the rescue effort.
Are they all right?
He doesn't know yet. He's trying to land.
I hope they find Sophia safe.
No one else?
You know that I'll never forgive Gina for what she's done to me.
Look, I want to make sure that Nurse and Johnny are okay. Hello. Hi, darling. You haven't seen Julie around here.
No, especially since you're looking for her.
Oh, now. If you're good to me, I'll give you some information about Gina.
Now, why should I believe a word that you say? Especially since you're just as low as Gina is.
Oh, sweetheart, you don't have to take my word for it. You can research this.
I'm listening.
A tape fell into my hands recently in which our mutually despised friend Gina confessed not only to putting amphetamines into your pills, but to planting them in my apartment.
Oh, wait a minute. Why would Gina confess?
That's not the point. It's not important. The point is she did it. I mean, if I would lie, why would I lie about this? I can't get my job back anyway.
I could get Brandon back. And if I had that tape, they'd throw Gina in jail.
My thought exactly. Unfortunately, I made the mistake of giving it to CC to give him some leverage.
Well, what happened?
Somehow, Gina got it back and she destroyed it.
Damn him.
Susanna, what?
Cece had proof of what Gina did to me. He just handed it right over to her.
Darling, you're not a cat, though. Just thought you ought to know about it.
I am not going to sit around and let this happen.
Look, you're not going to believe anything he has to say. He's not exactly the most reliable source.
Well, I'm going to make sure I'm going to find out before I do it.
Before you... what?
Cece could have stopped it. He could have vindicated me and protected Brandon from her. Well, if he refuses to do what needs to be done, I will do it myself.
Mason!
Just helping to spread the good news. Eden's holed up in her office. She'll want to know that the plane's been found.
Well, I would have done that for her.
Going up?
Wait. Are you sure that this elevator is working? The electricity is out all over the building, and,
Julia, we can't have our VIPs getting stranded in elevators. The Capwell Hotel is equipped with emergency generators for just such an emergency. So, how's your search for the perfect co-procreator coming?
You'll know when I start knitting little booties.
I must say my mind's been awash with possibilities since you told me about your project.
I'm really flattered, Mason. I'm a little surprised that someone as egocentric as yourself would take such a personal interest in my personal quest. Thank you. Mother Nature 1, Capwell 0.
Hello? Well, now, is that any way to answer an emergency line? Yes, this happens to be Mason Capwell. Right. Capwell is in the corporate name atop your paycheck. I seem to be stuck somewhere between the 4th and 5th floors with a terrified woman who's screaming and clawing the walls. Well, she was. She's catching her breath now. I see. Well, go ahead. It's worth a try. Yes, I'll hold.
Well, are they going to get us out of here?
I'm not sure. Oh, yes. Yes, we hear it. That's of immense comfort to us. Well, when, then? I see. No, I suppose not. I don't guess you have any Chopin. Now, how about room service? No, never mind. Yes, well, keep in touch. It's been wonderful talking to you. Mm-hmm.
Well, that doesn't sound very promising at all. Mason, please, I get a little crazy when I'm confined to small areas.
Julia, even the Capwell Hotel does not have a backup generator for its backup generator. We might as well make ourselves comfortable.
Comfortable? Comfortable? Shall we draw straws and see who crawls out and jumps down the shaft first?
Calm down, Julia. Besides, it'll give us a chance to talk about your baby.
You want to hear clawing and shrieking?
I think we might have been too hasty when we ruled me out as a candidate for the father of the little tyke.
Mason, you had no say in the decision. I am the one who turned you down.
You think what immense potential there is in the commingling of our genes. You know, the coupling of our ambition, my inherent ability to maneuver a situation to our advantage, your fine, upstanding strength of character and morals. Why, our son or daughter could be president of the world.
Mason, I am not interested in hatching a mover and a shaker.
Now, you can't mean that, Julia. Ambition is the cornerstone of the American way. Whoever has the most when he dies wins.
You and I both know a lot of ambitious people, including every member of your family. Can you name one of us who's happy?
My grandfather's third cousin, Maud, was said to have been a merry old soul. At least that's what her psychiatrist claimed.
You see, it'll never work. I need air.
I can understand your not wanting your child to grow up to be like you, Julia. Always hooking up with the wrong jobs, the wrong men.
The wrong hotels.
But why ever wouldn't you want your baby to grow up with intelligence and wit, modest good looks, a connoisseur's palate for wine, viands?
And where did that get you?
Stuck in an elevator, I guess.
Mason, I just want my child to grow up kind, compassionate, sensitive, with the capacity to love and be loved by other people.
That's a beautiful thought. And I have to admit that those are qualities that are not quite hanging like ripe apples from my family tree.
I will admit there are times when I believe that deep, deep, very deep down inside you, those qualities exist.
At one time, maybe. But if they're still intact, I fear they're buried deeper than anyone would care to look.
Rescued. I heard them. How can you hear anything when you're screaming, Gina? I'm going to have them take you straight to jail for this, Sophia. If I let you stay here, they would give me a medal.
Sophia!
Cece?
Sophia! Oh, baby! Oh! You're...
Well, I'm all right now that you're here.
I saw the pilot. I didn't see you. I thought I'd never see you again.
Oh, please, I'm in enough pain.
You're still alive.
I'm alive and kicking. Now get me out of here.
How come you didn't strangle her?
I had more self-restraint than I ever thought possible. You know, I'm going to go to the police. She abducted me and took me across state lines. I'm going to go to the FBI. It's a federal offense.
You do that, Jenny. You do that. Come on. Come on.
What are you talking about? Where are you going? What about me? What about me? Just leave me here? Would he? Oh, you'd never do that. DC? Come back!
Well, baby, come on.
How are we gonna get out of this?
I don't know. Unless we can get the engine started this way, it's gonna take us wherever it wants.
Capwell to Coast Guard Cutter 296, Alpha Juliet.
Keep working the boat.
Capwell to Coast Guard Cutter 296, Alpha Juliet. We found Sophia and Gina Cruz. You can head back to port.
Mr. C, I'm glad to hear you. We are having some trouble here. We're taking on water. We need assistance. Our coordinates are 32, 34 degrees, 21 minutes north, 119 degrees, 32 minutes west. Do you read me?
Your transmission is breaking up, Cruz. Cannot read you. I will repeat. Rescue mission completed. Return to port. Repeat. Return to port. We're going to have one hell of a celebration tonight, Cruz.
Mr. C, I repeat, this is a Mayday situation. Our coordinates are 34 degrees, 21 minutes north, 119 degrees, 32 minutes west. Do you read me? Mr. C!
Bad. It's really bad.
We gotta get the water out of these buildings.
There's one thing we have in common.
Oh, dear, do I want to hear this?
A lack of luck in love.
Yeah, that's true. I wouldn't be looking for an absentee father if I hadn't fallen in love with such hopeless specimens.
Falling in love. I used to avoid it like the plague. Thought it was a plague.
Until Mary?
No one else. Probably never will be again.
You know, you and I should start a social club. No dancing, no hay rides, no meetings, except in elevators.
You know, when you were talking earlier about compassion and sensitivity and all that sentimental garbage, if you'd asked me 2 years ago, I would have sworn I didn't have any of those traits. And somehow Mary found them. Or maybe she gave them to me. Mary and I were going to have a child.
Yeah, I know.
It's funny, I'd never even thought about it before, and all of a sudden it seems so natural. Like the next step. I suppose I behaved like every expectant father since the dawn of time. I used to think about having a boy, not doing the things with him that my father had done with me.
What about if it was a girl?
Well, I knew that she'd be as beautiful and gentle and good as her mother. And, of course, she'd worship her father the way Kelly and Eden worshiped Dad. Mary and I would watch her grow up and into a woman. As Mary would say, it wasn't meant to be.
I'm sorry, Mason.
You know, All the things you wanted in a child. Mary wanted the same things for our child. We both did. Well, saved in the nick of time. I hope I wasn't too disgustingly maudlin.
No. No, not at all. Just being human.
Try not to let it happen again.
You certainly took your sweet time getting back.
What's the matter, Ginny? You afraid I was going to leave you here?
When your helicopter took off, I thought I was going to murder you.
Oh, that feeling I understand all too well.
And I hope you and the little witch had a very touching reunion. Because after you and I married Cece, she's going to be a thing of your past.
You are not in a position to make any threats now, are you, darling?
Well, then don't just stand there. Get me out of this position.
I was just surveying the situation.
What's to survey? You lift this stuff off me and I leave.
Well, you see, if I happen to lift this off you, this jagged piece of metal could come crashing down right on you. It'd be a terrible picture.
I don't think they're connected.
Well, what if they are? Then I have to go back and have to report a terribly unfortunate accident.
And then you'd have to call your dear, darling daughter, Kelly, and tell her that she can never come home again unless she wants to face charges of murder. Oh, I don't think you want to do that, Cece, because if you don't leave here with me alive, that tape will be destroyed. So you move it, you hear me? Oh, do you have any idea how glad I am to be back here?
I know.
Oh.
I tell you something, this place was really hectic and we couldn't find that plane. I mean, the phone was ringing off the hook and Brick was crazy and Lionel was going to go out in his boat in the water.
Rick and Lionel, did you call them and tell them I'm all right?
I called him, said you've been found and everything else, and I notified them you're now having R&R with your rescuer. I'll tell you something, I am really furious with you.
Yeah, I know.
Go ahead.
I know, but I could not sit any longer and watch Gina call all the shots without doing anything.
I know. I was tempted to leave her on that plane myself, leave her trapped in there. I'd love to have done that. Okay?
Yeah, I had it all planned.
Yeah, I forgot my glass. Let me get mine. You sit down there a second. Wait for me. Right there. Okay, I'm here.
I had it all planned. I was going to put her on the island. I had the island all picked out. I'd drop her food and supplies, but she couldn't have any touch with the outside world. I was just going to let her sit there till you or I found the tape where she finally gave it to
Yeah.
us.
You know, they have Napoleon, you know. They put him on an island to hide him, too, but you know what happened to him?
Waterloo, and he finally had his Waterloo, and she's going to have hers.
Darling, we still have a week left.
That's all she talked about. She was like some kind of a reptile that just wanted to put her fangs in and they wouldn't let go.
Well, maybe when the doctors examine her, they'll find out she is a reptile. One thing for sure, when they take x-rays, they'll find out she has no heart whatsoever.
I'm not so sure of that.
Well, you're defending her now?
Not really. But there were a few moments, not very many, but there were a few moments when I almost saw some humanity in that woman. Particularly when she was talking about Lily.
Lily, Light.
Lily Light. Now get ready for this. Lily Light is Gina's daughter.
Oh, what? Since when?
It's true. She must have had her when she was 13 years old. Can you imagine that? She had the baby. Gina's mother took the baby and sold the baby, but told Gina that the baby was dead, and that baby was Lily.
Well, that explains the whole resemblance. That explains that show that Lily put on healing Gina. I knew something was going on. I knew it!
Now, Gina seems genuinely thrilled that her daughter is alive. There is no question in my mind that Gina would do anything for Lily.
Oh, that's it, honey.
What?
Mason's angle. I'll bet he's using this newly discovered fact of Gina's motherhood to our advantage.
Are you certain that Gina's okay? Okay, thanks, Mason. I told you miracles can happen. No, not yet. Mrs. Lloyd's just walking in with her husband. Are you sure you won't come down and maybe help me with... Mason? You must be Mr. Lloyd. I'm Lily Light.
Oh, I know who you are, Miss Light. I saw on the television how you healed that Capwell woman.
Well, I have been fortunate enough to heal some other people. I just hope I'm as fortunate with you tonight.
Oh, I know you will, Miss Light. I believe it.
That's very, very important.
Every doctor we went to said he wouldn't walk again.
Well, doctors don't believe in miracles, though, do they?
No, they don't. But I do.
So do I. Because I've seen them, Mr. Lloyd.
Oh, praise be.
And you must believe that you will be healed tonight. Are you sure your faith is strong enough?
Yes. Yes, it is.
What does she think she's doing?
She thinks she's going to help that man walk again.
I don't need to watch that.
Where are you going?
You said that Cece was on his way home with Sophia. Well, he should be home by now.
Santana. Cece's going to give you more devil talk. You're going to end up even more angrier than you are right now.
No, I might not get any satisfaction from Cece, but I can be just as underhanded as he is when it comes to Brandon.
There's a power greater than medicine. This man needs that power now. He's a good man, and a strong faith has made him even better. Let that power come through me to heal him.
Looks like we're just gonna have to ride this thing out.
What happens if this storm keeps on throwing us off course?
It's gonna let up sooner or later. Lila, you all right?
Yeah.
You know, I had some things I wanted to say to Eden, but I didn't get them said. I was so damn stubborn I let my pride get in the way.
She talked hard into coming or you can't defend her.
There's nothing to defend. Everything she did for us. And she apologized for all of us, but I wouldn't listen. But it makes you wonder if I'm gonna get another chance, huh?
Don't say that.
You know what we said to each other not 2 weeks ago? We promised that we would never question that we belong together. And I'm the one who broke that promise.
It's no use, Miss Light. It won't work.
Mr. Lloyd, if you truly believe in the
You
healing
have
power...
said that over and over again, and every time he tells you he believes, at least he used to believe.
I'm sorry.
Faith is the only thing my husband has going for himself. Now, you not only have not healed him, but now you've taken away his faith.
Mr. Lloyd, you can't lose your faith.
I don't know.
No, we're going to try it again, and I know this
No,
time we
now
can do
you
something.
just keep away from him. You've done enough harm. How much money did you give those other people to pretend that you were healing?
Mrs. Lloyd, please, I really did heal those other people.
I think Miss Light has done her best to try to help your husband. She obviously regrets that it wasn't successful. But you can't give up, sir. Whatever Miss Light thinks, I know that you haven't lost your faith. You have a wife that loves you. It's a blessing as real as they come. There are thousands of people out there just like you that have happy lives, useful lives, and I know you can too.
Honey, this young man makes a lot of sense, a lot more than she does.
Let's go home, Shirley.
Thank you.
I can't thank you enough for helping me.
I wasn't helping you. I was helping those poor people that were duped into believing in you. Betrayed on people's pain and impossible hopes. How can you stand to be yourself?
But you kept saying over and over again, you're dead, Madeline. Don't be dead.
Keith, you may enjoy infringing on people's privacy, but I don't.
Don't you see what this means? It means that Courtney could have killed Madeline. She's trying to shift the blame to me.
Or more likely, you dreamed up this Lulu so you could get yourself off the hook.
Come on, I'm a lawyer. If I want to dream something up, I would have dreamed something better than this.
Courtney did not kill her sister. I know Courtney.
There's a lot more to that girl than one would suspect, darling. She's bonkers. First she's crazy about me, then she starts screaming and wants me out of the house.
All that shows is that her good taste is a little slow to surface. Keith, she's a young, vulnerable girl. her sister was brutally murdered. Now, that may not mean anything to you,
Never
but...
say that to me.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I forgot about Kate.
Thank you.
Keith, think back. Don't you remember having a small twinge of guilt after you lost her? Maybe Courtney's feeling that way, too, because there was nothing she could do to prevent it.
And why would she want me to sign a confession that I killed Madeline?
Because she obviously thinks that you did.
What is not so obvious to me is whether you do or not.
I must say that I've wondered what your motives were for misplacing evidence that could have gotten David Laurent off of his murder charge earlier.
Doing my job. I was
your-
a district attorney, for crying out loud.
Keith, does your job description include convicting a man you had every indication was innocent? Where you going?
You know help. We're gonna go see what I can get out of Sleeping Beauty.
Don't you lay one finger on Courtney. Keith?
What's wrong, baby?
I was in that plane. All I could think about when it was going down was just being here with you like this.
So, enjoy it.
As long as it lasts. You know, you'd think that I just have some satisfaction from scaring her to death, but you know what? I loathe her. I loathe her even more than I did before, if that's possible.
Darling Gina, anything is possible, but you're going to let her ruin this night? Come on, let's think of other things.
Good idea.
I know. What is it? Come on.
No, I'm not good.
Come on, out with it.
Well, yeah, you said you would think about other things.
Yeah?
Well,
Well, what? Come on, tell me.
It's the other things that you were thinking about.
What?
Would be meat and potatoes and salad and dessert and vegetables and...
Oh. Well, it's a little kinky, but I'll get into that. Oh, I'm sorry, darling. I really totally forgot how long it's been since you had anything to eat. I tell you what, you go upstairs and change. Cook's gone, but the hotel restaurant's open. Okay?
Good idea.
All right, girl. Oh, when we come back, we'll talk about what I was thinking.
Oh, good.
Yes. Hello, sweetheart. Yes, Eden, she's fine. She's upstairs changing, and we're going out to dinner. She hasn't eaten. Well, I figured Cruz would be there by now. I made radio contact with him. I told him to return to port. Actually, his radio transmission wasn't good, but don't worry about that, honey. I know Cruz. He's grown up in these waters. You sit tight, sweetheart. He'll walk right through that door any minute.
I want to see Brandon.
Wait a minute, you better calm down.
Calm down. You had a tape of Gina's confession. She admitted to tampering with my allergy pills, and you handed it back to her.
There's nothing else I could have done at the time.
You're incredible. You take advantage of me when I'm vulnerable. You make me sign over custody of my son. But when Gina snaps her fingers, boy, you do whatever she wants.
Santana, you know damn well why I took custody of Brandon. At that time, your behavior was totally irrational.
But now you know why I behaved that way. Gina was responsible. But now you're going to reward her by marrying her and bringing her into this house with my son.
I'm afraid Gina is in control of the situation unless I can devise some way to get that videotape back from her.
But what about Brandon? Isn't my son as important as your daughter?
No! No, she is more important because her freedom is at stake now, here. And Brandon's is not. And I will not compromise her situation. You understand? Now, I assure you that Brandon will be fine here. I will keep him under this roof. And even though we despise Gina together, she loves the boy and she will cause him no harm.
Just being around her is destructive enough. You really think that I'm weak, don't you? Well, maybe I was. Maybe I let people walk all over me. You and Keith and Gina, even Eden. Well, not anymore.
Santana, listen.
I'm going out to see my son.
Oh. How long have I been asleep?
You're having some nasty dreams. Say it's good to have them analyzed. Wanna give me a shot?
No.
You know, you talk in your sleep. You're a regular chatterbox when your brainwaves go flat, you know?
Oh, what did I say?
Talked about Madeline. You were angry at her first, and then suddenly she was dead. And you saw it. You watched her. You saw her die.
No.
That's what you said in your dream. Just trying to figure that out.
Well, Keith, I am no psychologist, but Madeline and I, we fought a lot, you know that. Maybe I'm still feeling a little guilty about the fact that we never got to make up, or...
For what? For what? I'm a lawyer, but I get gut feelings sometimes, and sometimes I fall. And this time, I think it was more than sibling rivalry. You know? I mean, you watched Madeline and me make love. You were angry at her for taking men away from you, crazy about her husband, right? I think that was something more like jealousy. Maybe more than jealousy. Much more.
Oh, you're just too much, Keith.
I was slightly dense at first about this game we've been playing, but now I think I'm on to it. I mean, two of us are playing this game. I didn't murder Madeline. That leaves one person. That leaves you.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No, I loved my sister. No matter what you say, no matter what she did, I loved her.
It took some time. I finally have you exactly where I want you.
Do you hate me that much?
Did you ever doubt it? You may have not killed Amy yourself, and you know what the real joke is? That whoever threw that bomb was doing it for you. And you are nothing but a joke, a fake, and a fraud.
No, Brick. It may not have happened today, but I have healed.
You have healed no one. I hired all those people. They're as phony as you are.
How could you do something like that?
I did what I had to do. But did you expect me to sit around and wait till you found new victims? Wasn't Amy's death enough for
Brick,
you?
The only thing I've ever wanted to do was help people, not hurt them.
But that's all that you ever did. Can't you see that even now? Didn't you see that man's eyes? Two men that you claim to have healed. Tomorrow you'll hold a press conference and announce you're a fraud. You know how to play a crowd, Lily. Maybe you can still convince the press you have faith. You've got until tomorrow evening. Either you hold the press conference or I will.
Still in one piece, Sophia.
Thank you, Mason.
Good work, Dad. The only mistake you made was bringing Gina back, too.
Darling, why don't you find the table? I'll be with you in a minute.
Would you hurry up, please? I'm going to order without you.
Okay. You've known all along that Lily was Gina's daughter?
No, only for a couple of months.
You are going to use that information to get the videotape back, correct?
The thought had crossed my mind, yeah.
But don't delay the thought. Gina has so many people hating her at this point, you might just be saving her life.
I haven't seen you too much. How come?
Well, you know Brick Wallace? I've been helping him take care of his little boy. But you and I are going to be spending a lot more time together, I promise you. Okay?
Okay.
What a surprise to see you, Santana. Brandon, I think it's past your bedtime. Maybe you ought to go upstairs. I'll be back, I promise.
Hi, Mom. Hello, sweetheart. Go on upstairs. I'll see you in a minute.
Okay. Brandon, remember what I said?
I heard what you said. You must be dreaming, Santana, and I know you got that letter warning you to stay away from him.
So what are you going to do, Gina? Arrest me?
It's happened before.
That's because you had me drugged out of my mind.
Now, wait a minute. I think you're getting confused, Santana. Don't you remember? It was
Oh,
Keith
come
that
on,
drugged...
Gina. Just save it. I know all about that tape of your confession. It was you. All because you wanted to take Brandon away from me.
Keith is a sore loser. He also has a big mouth. But what he doesn't have is that tape. Nobody does. So you're just making a lot of meaningless accusations.
I'll tell you something else that isn't meaningless. I am getting Brandon back.
Are you certain you're off those drugs, Santana? Because that is a definite hallucination. I'm going to go upstairs and tuck in my son. You were the maid here once. You know the way out.
Yes, I'd like to make a reservation on tomorrow's flight to Mexico City. My name? Hernandez. Yes, Maria Hernandez. And my son will be flying with me.